guys. Well, while I was gone on vacation, I did get a package in the mail, and I'm kind of editing my videos out of order. So if you see one that's after vacation or before vacation, just know that I'm home from vacation and I had some from pre-vacation that I hadn't done yet. So it's a little confusing, I know, but I had every intention of editing while I was on vacation and it didn't happen, so here we are today. I'm burning up. I have been running around the house doing some housework, and I just decided to sit down and do this because I wanted to. So Jaclyn Cosmetics had her summer launch, and it's been a little bit now, but I waited for it to come to Morphe before I ordered because I knew I would get it quicker, and I knew that I would get better customer service. I'm just gonna be real. So that's why I went to Morphe. So I wanted to get one of her cream bronzers because I've been into cream bronzer. So I did pick up a cream bronzer, and it's in the shade Beachy. And I got one of her putty highlighters, and this is the packaging on it, and the shade on it is Star Power. I don't know if y'all can see that. And then I got one of her lip oils, and it's in the shade Ruby Drip. And I saw a few videos on it, and I just saw the Ruby Drip swatch, and I was like, oh, I need that. So it's a little bit out of my comfort zone, if you can tell, but these are lip oils, so it's not that color necessarily. So you'll see what I do in just a minute when I take a swatch of it. First of all, I want to start with the bronzer. So the packaging on it is really beautiful. It's a gold packaging. It has this the palm leaves behind it. Maybe you can see. I'm sorry, my lights glare on everything. But it's really, really beautiful. And this is not a first impression because I've decided that with Jaclyn's products, I need to probably test them out and get my bearings on them before I give you my thoughts, because usually I speak too soon. I either end up, if I don't like it, then I end up liking it, and if I do like it, I end up not liking it. So I like to test it out a little bit. And so I've tested this out a couple times. It's not anything that I've been using for a very long time, but I've used it a couple times. So here is the outer packaging of the cream bronzer. It's very beautiful. It has the palm leaves on there. And again, this is the shade Beachy. So I have dipped in. It feels so incredibly smooth. I wanted to just see the swatch of it there. It's very much like cream to powder, very much. The texture on this completely reminds me of her blushes. So yeah, just wanted to point that out. But I've already done my foundation. I did my primer, my foundation, and my brows. So for primer, I use my Milani Chill Out Primer. I love this primer. I know it very well. And I also use my Essence Pretty Natural. And I love this, and I know it pretty well as well. And then for brows, I use my Urban Decay Brow Blade. So I'm just going to take my sponge, because this is actually the method I started using with it and have really liked. So I'm just going to take the rounded side of the sponge, and I'm going to dip it in and get it coated on the back there. And it was a clean sponge. So I'm just going to start putting it on with the back of the sponge. And I'm going to do half of my face so you can see the difference it makes and what it looks like. So here is the side with bronzer. As you can see, it took me like a minute, less than a minute, to blend it out on this side. So it gives very nice definition and just really contours very nicely, in my opinion, and bronzes it very nicely. And then over here it's flat, as you can tell, so you can see the difference. I really I do like this. It has quickly become a favorite, and every time I sit down to do my makeup, I think I want to use this. So, I like the formula. I'm going to do this side now. I like the formula, and I like how it is the cream to powder. I like her blushes, so I like the formula of the blush, so I knew when I felt it and it was like the blush that I would probably like this too. So when I used a beauty blender for the Fenty cream bronzer, I got a little shy after I messed up my makeup with that one, because I was like, oh, but I think there was a combination of things going wrong in that one. But this one blends beautifully with the sponge, I just wanted to say. I personally think that she should come out with more colors of this. I don't think she has a broad enough range. I know that this was a limited edition launch. She wasn't launching this for her full collection. This was just a summer launch, and she says that when these become part of her, like, her regular line, that there will be more shades. So I hope that that's the case. Because a lot of the colors that she did launch, they seem very, very similar. So I just hope that that's something that she takes into consideration when she brings out more. I wish it had been initial launch that she took that into consideration, but she didn't. That's the only negative I have to say about it. But the formula itself is really good, and I really like this, and it's quickly become one of my new favorites. So since I'm using Jaclyn, I figured I would use her cream blush. This is the one in Swoon, and I have found that I actually like just putting it on my cheek and then blending it. And I actually don't care to blend it with a sponge either. So it's that cream to powder formula, and it blends nicely. See how beautiful? I did not put concealer on yet, but today I don't want to wear a whole lot of concealer, honestly. I just want to put just a tiny bit right here, and that'd be it. So this is the Tarte Ultra Creamy. That's what I'm using. So I'm just going to take and blend that out really quickly. So I blended that out really nicely, and then I'm just going to take a little bit of her face palette. I don't know if there's anything else, any other name for it. I'm just going to call it a face palette. And what I'm going to do is just set underneath my eye, because it will crease if I don't. And I'm going to try a sponge. I did this when I first got it and didn't like it, but I'm gonna try it again, see what I think. So I love this palette still. I use it a lot. If you can't tell, I don't know if you can see just how much I've dipped in. There's like a lot of brush strokes in there. I use it quite a bit. I love the brightening effect it gives my under eyes, and I usually, here lately, I've just been mixing all four and doing it. So then I'm going to take my Jaclyn bronzer. This is the Bronze and Blushing Duo in Warm Flush and Golden Goddess, and I'm just going to take the bronzer in here, and I'm going to set the cream bronzer. Even though it is a cream to powder, I still like to set it just for my personal preference, just because of I'm an oily person and I like to set things. So I'm going to go ahead and set that. Then to set the blush, I'm just going to take my Rouge Romance palette, and I'm going to dip into, just taking a little bit of Fancy Pants, and I'm putting that on my cheek here. But I'm very light-handed with it because it is very pigmented. I also like to take that bronzer that I used and just dip in a big fluffy brush and put a little in my crease. So it gives my eye just a little bit of definition. I go back to my face palette and I take my lightest shade. There's a debate on which could be the lightest. I think this one might be my lightest. I don't know. But that's what I'm going to take today. And I'm just going to make sure that that lid is light. This is for like a no makeup, you know, just easy and simple. See how it's just a bit brighter over here. Now, I like to take a highlighter, which today we're going to use her putty highlighter. This is what the packaging looks like on it. It has a nice little mirror, and this is the highlighter itself. I'll do a swatch for you. It's very, very soft and creamy. Here is, I put a little bit of the bronzer here, so excuse that, but here is the highlighter itself. It is super, super pigmented. I have enough after that swatch that I'm going to go ahead and start putting some here on the highlight of my cheek. And this is what I like to do with a putty highlighter, because I have some of those Super Shocks from ColourPop, and this is what I like to do. You can use a brush, and I'll use a brush on the other side so you can see the difference. This is just my preferred method of application on them. So here's my regular highlighter brush, and I'll just swirl it in there. Okay, so here's with the finger, and then here is with the brush. So it's there, it's just a little more like dispersed with the brush. I prefer the finger. You get a little bit more, I feel like I get more precision with that. And I can kind of just place it where I want it. So I'm just gonna help them match a little. This is a highlight I feel like will accentuate texture. So if there's any texture you do not want accentuated, don't put it on there. So like I have this blemish here, I tried to avoid it. So I'm going to take a little bit on my finger, put it on the inner corner here of my eye. These are very nice. They are very blinding. They will show up anywhere and everywhere. I'll blend this out on the back of my hand so you can kind of see it blended. It's just a very blinding highlight. So if you like that, these will be for you. If you don't, stay away from them. Okay, so finally the lip oil. I love a good lip oil, I have to say. And ever since I got this one, it has been in my purse. I had to go grab it just for the video. Here is what the lip oil looks like. It is that ruby color, has Jaclyn on the front. Has a huge doe foot. And I'll just make a swatch right here. So see, although it's that ruby color, it's kind of muted out. So let's put some on my lips. So you can kind of see just a very small hint of that color, but I love it. It looks really juicy. It looks very vibrant and just, it feels very good. It feels like a gloss, but not overly sticky or goopy or anything. It just feels very hydrating. So I love the color. It's a very beautiful color. So just to finish off, I'm going to put a little mascara on. I am going to use the e.l.f. Big Mood Mascara. Did I use this in a video yet? I don't remember. If I didn't, this is kind of newer. I feel like I did, but I don't remember. It has an hourglass wand, which I love. It's pretty big. So definitely be careful when you do use it. I'm actually only going to put it on the top coat, and I know you're all probably thinking I'm crazy, but I like how it kind of opens up my eye just putting it on the top coat. So this, sorry, on the top lash, not top coat, but this is just one coat. I'll go back in with the second. Okay, so I've put one coat over here, and this one has two, so you can kind of see the difference there. See that this one looks a little bit more fuller, a little more fanned out. I really like this mascara. It's been the first e.l.f. mascara that I've actually really fallen in love with. So here I am. I know I'm not completely done, but this is just like a very easy makeup look for me. Very easy makeup day. I just like to do simplistic makeup looks sometimes. I know that that might be hard to believe knowing me, but it is true. So I really like this, what I've tried out of her collection, her summer collection. I think it's really great. I like this putty highlighter. I started to say primer. I'm losing my mind. I like the putty, see, I almost did it again. I like the putty highlighter, and it reminds me a lot of the Super Shock highlighters from ColourPop. It really does, the texture and everything. Of course, you're getting, I think, more in this one. I don't know 100% sure, but it just looks like more to me. And you're getting a mirror with hers and all that good stuff. So when I checked today, there was still some stock left on the Morphe website, so go and check that out. It was a limited edition launch, so I don't think that she plans to restock it on her website. I do think that she does plan on bringing the bronzers into her permanent collection at some point, but I don't know when that is. I don't know. But yeah, I like this. I don't have anything negative to say about this one. I know my other Jaclyn videos have been mixed, to say the least. So I'm happy with this one. I'm very happy with this launch. I think it's a very easy, fresh look. You know, you can create something very fresh with it, and that's something that I try to do here lately. So as you can tell, I didn't use a setting powder all over my face. I just used, you know, that powder underneath my eyes and to set my T-zone, and then I set my bronzer with bronzer, my blush with blush. You know, like that was my thinking, using less powder on my face, so it feels very, very light. So I really, really like it. I think it looks really good, and I look kind of glowy, you know, so I like that. I like that look. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. It's probably a shorter video, but that's okay. Sometimes it's good to have one of those. But yeah, keep watching for more content in the near future, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one, and hope you're having a wonderful day and staying safe. Bye guys.